Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be looking at a replay, but not any replay. This is an ARCHON match, obviously, and we're going to be following a bounty hunter. This is someone who reached out to me through Discord. His name is Ritsu. In Dota, his name is Xerex, and basically he goes 11-0-22. However, he still felt that he had some troubles, especially in the laning stage. He sent me this replay, I'm going to go over it, and this is part of my private coaching that I do. So if you guys are interested in what he's about to receive, if you like the video you're about to see, you can get this done exactly for yourself, an extended live analysis of your match. It can be private or it can be here on YouTube, but this is the first time I'm truly doing it here on YouTube. So yeah, shout out to Ritsu. Thank you for doing this, and let's get into it. All right, before we get into the main part of the video, I do want to let you guys know that I'm not only posting videos here on YouTube, I also frequently post videos on the website. If you don't know what I'm talking about, almost every single day I'm posting a new video to the gameleap website. We're going to teach you guys in depth about how to get to the next level. So if you want to become absolutely broken, click the link down below and sign up. So what he said is, I'm the bounty hunter. It was a stomp, but I feel like my laning phase is always horrendous, and I have no idea what to do mid-game after they start getting scared of me and staying together on high ground with sentries. In late game, it seems like all I really can do is buff my carry and track the other heroes for vision, occasionally getting a couple of hits in. And honestly, this is why the hero is not that popular in the pro scene, because it's kind of the truth. In terms of going high ground, the hero provides practically nothing. In terms of team fights, yeah, it's about the items you have. So if the enemy is balled up, bounty hunter is kind of bad. So sometimes that's just the reality of the hero. Sometimes you're just a track bot and clicking Solar Crest on your, well, I guess Spectre this game. But okay, let's head into it. So starting items, I think it's fine. I think pre-skilling Shadow Walk is a little weird unless you're going to go for First Blood. I think if your team is intentionally going to set up for First Blood and you've communicated this to them, then that's fine. Otherwise, a lot of the time, I'd rather have Janata to try to trade in lane. Unless I'm with a ranged offlaner, which I think you are. Because with the ranged offlaners, or aggressive melee heroes, like maybe a Tied with Gush, you can get on top of the 5 and really mess them up with the invis. So this is fine. Okay, gonna scout. Oh, okay, so I really like this a lot because, as I said, if I'm gonna skill the invis, what I'm gonna do immediately, and this is gonna consistently get you First Blood, especially at this level, is I'm gonna tell my team, hey, follow me to this room. It's a very simple execution. With Bounty Hunter, you're gonna get the kill the majority of the time. Literally just tell your team to go to the safe lane rune. The safe laner will almost always go for it. They'll very often go for it alone or just with the 5, and you can easily get First Blood by doing this. So yeah, you get the rune, that's great, but I would have liked to see you go for First Blood, because First Blood is just, I mean, it's broken. There's no way around it. But okay, let's get into the lane. So another thing, you gotta put this ward down. So I guess I should look pre-horn, because Bounty Hunter is a hero that actually, it's very important to get a value out of pre-horn, right? I would be going invis and running up this hill. Like, yes, at a high level, I would be worried about sentries, but for the most part, I'd be like running up this hill, looking to put down a ward, you know, maybe a sneaky ward here for the First Blood. Maybe you could sneak a ward here. You could sneak a ward here so you can snipe couriers during the laning stage. That's pretty cool, right? This one's good for getting the First Blood and for getting couriers. There's a couple of things you can do. You could even invis over here and put down this hill ward for your mid laner. Basically, you should be getting down a nice ward if you're going to bother to skill invis. So I don't really like that you're AFK for the first minute of the game. I think you're missing out on the value of the hero, especially if you're skilling in this, but okay. Yeah, and then on top of that, I would immediately not run back to block. It's not that this is terrible, blocking here is okay, but I would definitely want to get down my sentry in the small camp or look to unblock my camp. I think at this level, people tend not to block this camp with sentries, so I would just prioritize putting down a sentry here and blocking this, and then queuing up another sentry so I can unblock this later on. And this is something a lot of 4 players don't do this bracket. They don't buy the second sentry, which just isn't very good. Yeah, you should, because like immediately what I don't love here is you're just wasting time. Like, guys, when you're trying to get good at Dota, there can't be this time of just like running around. You know what I mean? Like, you need to know what you're going to do. So what I'm looking to do every single game is block this and then immediately just posture with invis and see if someone steps out of position. So I'd already be back. I would have planted this already. I'd be back, I'd be running, and I'd be watching here saying who's gonna go out of position. Right? I'm waiting. Luna steps here. This is insane. What the hell is this guy doing? This is so Archon. He's through the creep wave. He's in the creep wave. So you need to help, because if you hit him here out of invis and your Necro sees you coming, hopefully he'll go too. That's half of this guy's health. 1 Q, 1 invis hit, half of his health. Maybe a blinding light slows you down a little bit. Wow, that's crazy. That guy planted a ward in front of your face. But yeah, like, the reason why you're not doing anything in the lane is you're just not clicking invis, to be frank. And you might be like, what if they have a sentry ward, right? Well, first off, that's something you should be paying attention to. It's your job as bounty hunter to be buying a sentry, right? So I would have bought another sentry. I think this is a hero where you need to spam by sentries. So I'd buy 2 to 3 every single lane, sometimes 4 if necessary, right? Because you want the side pull so you could pull the lane back and get kills with invis. You want to block this, and sometimes you want to kill a sentry if they sentry the lane. But yeah, the reason why you're not having impact is you need to go invis and you need to just watch for people to step up, right? It's as simple as that. You can't do anything crazy in the early waves. Bounty Hunter's frankly pretty useless in the early levels unless Officer Jim Leahy decides to walk through the creep wave. He should get punished, right? So yeah, once again here, I would be hoping you're invis, and then when he steps up like this, get some hits in, right? This guy just doesn't have to worry about you because you're never invis. And now when you do go invis, yeah, you're gonna get some good value here and boom, right? Unfortunately, now it's not gonna end too well. This guy might get, maybe he's fine. He might die to a blood grenade, right? And the only reason why that happened is just because you just didn't help him early on. And so this is going to happen with a lot of 4 players. You have to know, like, okay, if I'm a strong right-clicking 4 hero, I need to be getting in position and clicking them a ton, right? I need to be blocking the small camp and getting my autos out. If I'm playing a melee hero, the main thing you do as melee heroes in the laning stage is posture so that they can't bully your offlaner. You're very tanky, you have 8 armor. Same thing on heroes like Tusk and Clock. You're pretty tanky. You have either high HP or high armor on most of these melee heroes. And as a result, and you have built-in stout shield. And so as a result, you can kind of sit on the side and at least prevent them from hitting your offlaner and give your offlaner a 1v1. And often that's good enough until you can open the side pull, get the lane back, and then get aggressive. That's why this is so important. That's also why melee heroes will often drag the wave if the lane's really unplayable so that they can get it back and then get aggressive. Because if the wave's under tower, there's nothing you can do. And so yeah, just to recap, block the small camp and look for more plays with that invis, right? Like constantly I would just be in invis waiting. There's nothing else really to do. It's an okay time to go. It's all right. Once again, you want to mainly focus. I mean, look, that was great damage though. I mean, who am I kidding? I said it's an okay time to go, but I mean, that like super worked out. So you can see. And to be fair, you're level 2, but whatever. Okay, great side pull. This is wonderful. I would definitely make this play. And then immediately, I'm going to go invis, and I'm going to watch the Luna. She's going to walk up. I guarantee this guy has no regen. This guy's also very bullyable for you. This guy will walk up here in the next probably 6 seconds, and you want to be invis. Right? Invis. Okay. Oh, that was your ward. Oh my god, what? Don't do that, please. Oh my. That's insane. All right, that is insane. Do not. But yeah, I'd be invis. And yes, they have a sentry now, so obviously you have to be a bit more careful, but I'd be invis, I'd come from here, and I'd hit this guy. This guy should basically die here, right? He's half health, your Necro's a little bit low, but it's fine. You should get on top of this guy and start hitting him a bunch. Right? You have 8 armor, 9 armor, this hero's insane. So now this is not the best time to go because your Necro's not close. So another key thing, just to really round this point out, is you want to go when your teammate is in damage range, right? This one wasn't too great because your Necro wasn't truly ready. Also, Necro is tanking the wave, which makes this a little bit hard, so whatever. It's not going to end up being the best trade. I don't think there's some insane play to make here. Oh god, this guy's going ham. Oh, you should be, okay. I mean, you should definitely have helped this guy. This is just wrong, to be honest. I mean, he's going way too far, don't get me wrong. It's like not a good play on his part, but he should back, and I feel like you're backing for him. You're like, back, man, back. But you should definitely run forward here, because if they chase, like, I mean, they definitely could die if they chase here, overchase here. This is, like, pretty insane for sure. This guy also, okay, he did click his very far. Yeah, so basically just, like, I don't know, give the enemies less respect. I feel like this is either a matter of just not understanding that you need to apply pressure or giving your enemies too much respect. I don't know exactly what it is, but you definitely could get, like, way more aggressive, essentially. That was good. That should be a kill. Don't need to chase him. I think he's dead to kill. Oh no, wow, oh, wow, he lived on 1 health. That sucks. Yeah, I'd queue up my boots, I'd queue up another sentry. Like, you should be getting rid of their sentry. If you see where the Coddle placed it, if you have an idea, you should be getting rid of it. Because now it's, like, once again, it's going to be pretty hard to do stuff. It's okay, it's fine stealing gold. I mean, this is whatever at this point. So, another side pull, no problem. Definitely okay. So yeah, I mean, from there, I think you kind of figured it out. Like, honestly, you sort of turned it around. This isn't exactly the best target to go on because Necro is not that close, but I don't hate it. You know, you're getting some good damage. You're using Janata. It's just not too good because you kind of get blindly let in, you take half your health. So try to be careful about, like, just going on people. You don't want to go on people when they're, like, in between 2 heroes. The reason why that Luna go was particularly good, this one here, was the Necro was here, Luna's here, and then Coddle's, like, here. Right? And so both of you can hit the Luna, and she'll have to run away because she's taking too much damage and she has to disengage. And when she has to disengage, you'll get really good damage on the way out. Especially with the Orb of Venom, you could even Blood Grenade her if you want to be super Chad. But okay, this is fine. I mean, at this point, I would probably look mid because the rune's coming up. You're kind of owning this guy, so that's obviously nice. But yeah, this chasing's too far. I mean, there's nothing else to say here besides you should know when you're out of disables. Like, once you get blinding lit here and this guy hits you with Q, I would honestly just stop chasing him. I guess if you hit him there and you got the oof proc, maybe you kill him. Did you miss him there too? All right, that's a little unlucky. Max Invis? Oh, this build is insane. I feel like you have to take Q nowadays. They buffed this ability so hard. It's so good at level 1 too. It's 50 mana for 100 damage. This ability is like really strong. All right, from there, you go and get the Wisdom Rune, which is fine. So get this kill. It's fine. I think, yeah, you kind of figured it out. You just need to get aggressive. I feel like you felt that you need to wait till level 2 or something to do that, but yeah, you just didn't. So you get the Wisdom Rune, which you should have gotten to way faster. You cannot get to the rune at minute 7:13. That would not fly in Heimamar. There's a good chance the Coddle would have booked it around the right, and you would have just straight up lost your Wisdom Rune, and that would, I mean, it's like definitely game losing. This TP here, I don't know, it kind of feels like, I guess you did see the main hero? This guy is insane, actually. He's just chasing your Zeus? Oh, wow. He's a full level ahead of Zeus. So the next thing I'd suggest is you put more priority on contesting runes and then paying attention to the lane where they are far up, right? That is where you're going to get the most kills. So going on Luna is good, and definitely playing with Necro is good when he gets level 6. But basically the main thing I'd be focusing on here is like looking at the lanes and saying who's stepped up far. So basically this Tide's very far up in the lane. I would go roam there. You know, you can definitely kill this guy with these 2 nukes and this guy's nuke, and you know, I would have Shuriken skilled personally. I'd be 1-3-1 would be fine. But yeah, I mean, you come mid here, I would contest the rune, right? Contest the 6-minute rune. Because if you end up getting a haste or a DD, you can use that as well. But you kind of just run bottom, but this guy's under his tower, right? It's just not the time to come bottom. Like, yes, there's a double wave, but I don't know. I don't think because Necro's level 6, you can get anything done here. So yeah, now you end up hitting the portal, but it's like, if you understood, and I want everyone to take this in mind if you're a roaming player, watch the lanes if they're far up. There are some exceptions to this. So for instance, like, let's say his mid was having a good game and his mid is Kunkka. One of the best plays he could do is actually dive on this cart, right? So this is getting really advanced. I kind of want to stick to like the easier way to get kills, which is just looking at the far up player. But one of the best things you can do if you're like super advanced is say, okay, I have a cart pushing in and a big wave pushing into the tower. I'm going to smoke my mid to that lane, because if you kill Luna right here, obviously you killed Luna, that's great. And you're going to get huge damage on the tower and nearly take it, maybe even take it. So that would be awesome. But yeah, I wouldn't do this play alone because you just don't have enough without Scythe. With the Zeus, though, you definitely could kill the Luna and likely take the tower. So if you're really advanced, you'd have a smoke here. You would smoke the Zeus to the bot lane on the cart. Right? You'd say, oh, I have a cart. This guy's like pretty vulnerable, right? It's a very gankable hero. Luna's extremely gankable. And so, yeah, you could potentially do that. But okay, you end up coming top here through the portal, which I mean, I like that you're coming top. I said that I thought you should do it earlier. Kill him. Okay. You can probably kill the Coddle too. I think you should buy another blood grenade. You're going to get him anyway, but it's definitely good to continue to buy blood grenades on this hero. And okay, you're going to go for the double kill. I mean, I would definitely buy windlace and a bunch of small items. I would... Oh my god, dude! Oh my god! My eyes! My eyes! 3 observer wards and 3 smokes and 3 blood grenades? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Alright, I don't know. That's like inexcusable in my opinion. That's like, you deserve death. That's like death penalty for sure. I don't care if you're the 4. People will tell me, but speed, I'm the 4. I don't care. Buy the wards and buy the smokes. Click smokes. I want to show you guys a game. I mean, I'm not going to do this because this is primarily for Xerax here. So Xerax though, my man, please, please. I beg of you. I beg of you. This is obviously good. Track kill on the ogre. Wonderful. I don't think you can really track this guy. You should have held track, because what you want to do if you're... I mean, maybe you'll do it anyway, but he's probably going to dispel like right at the end here because it's like 500-ish damage or something. 500, 550. He might dispel... Oh, no, you got it. Okay, sick. I was afraid that he would dispel before you got the kill and you'd lose the track gold. But ends up working out. You ship out an entire drums. But you don't have a TP scroll or a smoke or wars. Like, yes, the 9-minute drums is hype as hell. Like, that is hype. Don't get me wrong, 9-minute drums goes hard. But these small items are extremely broken and wards are literally free. But okay, I actually like this play a lot. Oh, Necro is cooking. Oh, he doesn't even need to TP out. This is actually a good move. I don't know exactly why you hit the portal here, but the enemy team thinks you're top. You kind of hit the portal and come bottom. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I mean, you would have helped him get the kill on Necro. You're going to kill the Coddle now. Tell this wuss to cancel his TP. There we go. Oh my god, you're rich. Okay, yeah, I mean, nice. This past minute was wonderful. I really wouldn't even change much. Obviously, the Tide kill was a little clunky top, but other than that, the execution was good. Your kill on the Coddle was great. The way you used the invis was extremely good. I like the drums. I like it. I mean, I probably actually wouldn't go solar this game, I think, because the thing about solar is it's particularly good when you can eventually use it to, like, siege. Maybe it helps your team Roche. That could be the big advantage of buying this item here. We'll see if that even happens. I feel like your team just won't Roche, to be honest. Only Spectre Mantle lets you guys Roche, so I personally would probably buy Veil, or it's a really good Glimmer game. And the Solar is not bad. It gives you a ton of stats. It makes you fast. It lets you solo kill supports. I don't hate it. Don't buy Boots of Bearing. Don't buy Boots of Bearing. Oh, I hate this item. Okay, it's fine against Ignite, and it's fine against Flux, but I guess they have a bunch of slows. At least they have a bunch of slows, but this item is so... If you buy Boots of Bearing before using all the drums charges, I don't know, I think it's so awful. I think the only reason to buy Boots of Bearing in most games is if they're hitting you with like Vac Wall of 5 heroes and Darkseer and you need to AoE surge them out with Boots of Bearing, or if you have no charges left and you want more charges, then it's fine. I would never rush this item, it's so bad. I mean, just honestly, like, okay, I'll go into why. There's 4 wards in stock as I open this up. The only thing it gives you is it gives you 1 strength, 1 intelligence. It does give you the movement speed, the 65 movement speed, which is nice. And it does give you 15 HP regen. But like, I mean, these are just not good enough stats. And it doesn't buff the active much at all. It buffs the bonus movement speed by 2% and the bonus attack speed by 5. It's just not good enough. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. I would complete my solar, and I want an HP item. Like, I want to be tankier. Boots of Bearing does not make me tank. I guess it gives you 15 HP regen, but you're susceptible to being burst by like Eclipse, right? I would love to see like raindrops and then completing Crest or something like that. Okay, going on Arc here. I mean, oh, your team is like super not paying attention. What is happening? Doesn't the snap have ult? What is this guy looking at? Yeah, I can't believe when people tell me like, speed, I don't know why I'm 3K. And I watch this shit. I don't know. I feel like I know why. I'm sorry. That's a little harsh. All right, getting back to the Bounty Hunter gameplay. Yeah, I mean, this move's good. Arc Warden is not a hero that should be pushed up far. He literally has a Midas. This guy should be AFK jungling. So punishing him is definitely correct. I would like to see you track the Coddle if possible on the way out here. Track Coddle, track Coddle. Okay, no, that was fine. I think committing for the kill there is actually correct. Should track this guy now. Good. It was a little slow, but that's fine. I won't harp on that too much. It's pretty good. Okay, get the kill. It's good. You could run mid here. You could run mid. I think that's the most likely place you'll get kills. I really wish you had wards to place. I mean, the entire map is dark. And like, this hero is so good at placing wards, right? Like when the invis was ending right here, boom, plant the ward. Invis is gonna come back up in 3 seconds, boom, plant a ward. Okay, you can't really go on this guy. I wouldn't have tracked him unless you think you're killing him, which you're definitely not. Oh. No, this guy's just better than me. See, I don't understand why you guys are 3K. It actually makes no sense. You guys are like way too good to be 3K. Makes no sense. You're way better than me. I don't know. Coming on Tide here, I think it's okay. I mean, basically this game, the main plays you can make is with Snap ulti. Like you and Snap can smoke, just the 2 of you, and make plays. I guess you can kind of set up anywhere because of Spectre. So like making a play next to Spectre is a little bit suspect on like a macro perspective because you could make a play bottom and Spectre can connect and that's like really good for him. Not that you can't make plays next to him, but as it's like making a play right next to a Dawnbreaker. It's just a bit weird, or right next to the Furion, you know? You can kind of do other stuff, but I don't mind this go. You're gonna get a lot of good damage on this guy. You got to attack move. I don't know why you're not doing it here. Maybe you just don't think it's useful. I don't know, but you should hit, move, hit, move. You're hitting and standing still and hitting and standing still and hitting and standing still. You should be standing in front of this guy. I mean, this is gonna lose you kills in a lot of scenarios. Like, and obviously doesn't end up mattering there. Good drums usage, good solar usage, execution's fine. The skill build makes me kind of, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the skill build. I feel like it's good if you're like owning like this and the game is just playing 3 lanes. But I feel like if team fights were to break out, you'd super prefer to have Shuriken toss. This ability is insane if you have crit because it does bonus damage on the Shuriken, right? It amps the Shuriken damage on who you track. And they buff this ability a ton. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of the skill build. I think the Boots of Bearing is like atrocious, to be just blunt. I just don't feel like what it gives is useful compared to other items. Okay, I mean, I'd like to play to take Wisdom here. I think it's probably correct. This Tide is so far up. It's definitely tempting to kill him, but nah, just get the Wisdom. Yeah, nah, it's a good play. If you can get free Wisdom, I would take that all day, all day. You can't track this guy right away. The track's gonna get dispelled. Yeah, so you're not going to get the track kill here. Just something to be aware of against Tide or other dispels. But okay, roaming mid here. I mean, at this, okay, here's my big criticism of this like 10 to 14 minute period. Basically, if it's high MMR, you're never going to kill anyone. Because people are going to say, where is Bounty Hunter? And they're not just going to run down the lane as Tide Hunter and like take risky areas when they just died to you, right? So how do you make plays? How do you get kills in high MMR? And you might be like, oh, sweet, I don't need to do that. I'm not in high MMR. It's how you get kills effectively and bring your team together to make big movements, because you have yet to take this tower, and this tower. And you're like killing everyone. Why? Because none of the plays are like these collapse plays where you're bringing Spectre from top to bottom with a shadow step and you're smoking your Zeus. And basically I just answered the question I was trying to propose to you, right? Right, Xerix. Like, what you want to do, man, is you need to bring the Zeus to a side lane. I know his game is shit or whatever. Somehow this guy's giga poor. But what you can do is if his resources are good, and don't look at this game specifically, guys. Like, people do that too much when watching replays. They look at the game they're watching too specifically, and that's useful in some cases. But like, look at this Necro. If he had a little bit of health, he probably kills a bunch of heroes here. So it's all about connecting your mid laner to your side lanes. As the position forward, that is your job. Okay, you should be bringing the mid to the side lane. And that is how you will make explosive plays. Don't believe me? Watch a ton of pro games. You'll see them do it over and over and over and over and over again. It is extremely effective. And most pub players just don't understand the idea, right? This track, like going for this ogre is kind of a meme. I would assume he'd react. The boots of bearing. Oh my God. Seeds of Serenity? What neutral item am I gonna get? I love getting the seeds on this hero. It just makes you so tanky. But yeah, like this play is kind of weird, right? Like you need to connect. I feel like in a lot of your games, if your team is losing, you probably just walk around in circles. And the reason why is you're not placing wards and you're not buying smokes. So guys, in the mid game, you gotta smoke your teammates. If you're losing, smoke. If you're winning, smoke the mid. Smoke the mid to a side lane. That will allow you to then, if it's good, take the tower. Specifically, if you smoke the mid to the safe lane, because the safe laner is often under the tower, if you kill them, you often get the tower. And then in low MR, people will TP in and they'll be like, oh, my safe laner's dying, I have to save them. And then they die too, and then the game is over. Yeah, like these plays, these are just a lot of solo plays, right? Obviously, I don't mind you following Tide here. I would personally be spam pinging and be like, what the hell are these guys doing? Please come. Okay, you don't have Spectre thingy, but I would be telling my team to come here. Okay, Zeus is just not coming. Yeah, I mean, I would be spam pinging more. You need to like make it clear to your team when people are alone or like when you've found targets that are ice. Okay, good kill nonetheless, solid. You definitely need to carry TP more. I feel like you just don't buy it enough. Yeah, you can't really dive mid here. It is what it is. But once again, so like one problem you have as a player, and most 3Ks have this, is what they do is they kind of look at what they see, if that makes sense. Instead of being able to say like, where are they? And like, can I make a move to Luna? Because like, where is Luna right now? She's either in her triangle, which is hard to gank, or she's here, right? And because they have Arc Warden is probably taking triangle or like, basically Arc Warden's here, like either Luna or Arc Warden are top and bottom. They're probably split up and they're probably farming. So if we open it up, exactly, right? So if you want to, once again, get advanced, you can say, okay, because they have two farming heroes, let me smoke, like I want to apply the pressure. I don't want this game to go too late because they have like these, you know, the scaling. You guys scale fine, to be fair, but I want to try to run at these weak heroes early on, this Arc Warden. So you find the Arc Warden, you actually might solo kill him. You got to be better about the track. I don't know if he saw you or he panicked because he got tracked. Yeah, okay, he definitely just saw you. Yeah, okay, he had a sentry. It's a good sentry. Pop the boots of bearing! Pop the boots of bearing! No! Oh, nice. You got him anyway. Spectre's probably good. Oh, he's fine. He's Spectre. All right, nice. Yeah, I mean, that was a good movement. Like, the synergy with the Spectre was great. I don't know if you told him to look, but that was really, really good. But that's kind of what I was talking about. I mean, it's funny. I just flamed you for, like, not looking for those plays, and then you immediately look for it. Which, you know, that one was good. That was really good. I have nothing else to say besides, like, that obviously worked out. The only concern I have, to be perfectly honest, and people will like to say, like, oh, speed, you know? Like, I find these kills. Like I do look for these things, but you also have to keep in mind, I would say the second half to this is like, where's the enemy? The reason why I prefer this play is the enemy will often sit mid, right? In a losing situation, they'll sit mid. And so going for a kill in the triangle is incredibly risky, right? It's also very easy to TP to, like on either side. And so, yeah, it's just risky, if that makes sense. There's like definitely a chance they could have responded to this. Like, I mean, you literally chased them to a tower and Caudle didn't TP, you know, and I don't know, I guess Caudle's just not paying attention or something, because this play was extremely risky and honestly shouldn't have worked, but it's fine, you know? It's just why, once again, like, smokes are better, because if you smoke, let's say you smoke, like, the Zeus, that guy just dies instantly, you know? Because, well, you're gonna hit him with Lightning Bolt, Zeus can jump forward and slow him, and then burst him. But yeah, like, when these guys are sitting under the tower like this, essentially what I would do is I would look to go, like, bottom. Instead of Like, you're not going to dive the tower as bounty, so I would just be playing the side lanes. Like, literally just grief this guy. This guy's actually more poor than you, probably. He is. Like, you should just, if you can't dive mid and they're just wanking it behind the tower, just legit sit in a side lane. Like, tell your team, I mean, either smoke your mid to a side lane or just sit in a side lane and grief. If you're having this good of a game, like, you don't, oh, nice, the illusion rune was clutch. But yeah, you don't need to do anything. You also could, like, block their ancients. I mean, that's, like, super high skill. Solo plays you can make this game, blocking this ancient and this ancient against Luna Arc Warden completely griefs them. Like, they need these camps to play the game. So that's like really good if you can do that. But yeah, honestly, I would say the moral of the story before I move on towards the late game is just kind of get people involved. I mean, for instance here, Snap has ulti, right? Just click smoke, and if like you catch this guy with Snap, he dies, right? It's just a matter, I mean, he gets tracked, runs away, but like, imagine you catch that guy and the Snap is with you. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of a matter of getting people together and making coordinated moves. And as the position forward, you were the most qualified to do that. Because frankly, well, I mean, because you're the initiator, right? You have like often the best tools to get plays going, to make moves. I mean, obviously, nice solo kills. I have nothing. I have nothing against killing Coddle alone, right? Obviously, that's good. But it's just like the higher and higher you go, the less this will work because people have better items, they'll plant better sentries, they'll expect you to make these moves, right? It becomes much harder to just like run up and solo kill someone. Not saying you can't. You'll constantly see Clinks in particular in Heimamar do that to supports, but that hero is a bit more explosive damage. It's kind of the nature of that hero. But all right, moving on ahead. I mean, in terms of pushing in a wave, not a huge fan as Bounty Hunter. I think some heroes do it. I think some don't. I don't think Bounty Hunter really wants to. Most of the time, it's slow. Once again, though, I mean, okay, there's a couple things. I just can't stand. Like, your team is 1 billion gold ahead. Please make any sort of move, smoke to this mid ogre, kill this dummy, and take the damn tower so you guys can plant a ward here or here and like smoke through. And if you open this mid tower, you can make a ton of plays through mid, right? Okay, from here, your Necro goes top and you kind of immediately leave. I'm glad you turned around when you saw the action happening. That was actually extremely fast reaction time from you, and oh my god, they all died to Blade Mail. Okay, there's the coordinated move. Unfortunately, it didn't involve you, funny enough, but there you go, boom, you get a tower, right? Now you plant a ward in this area. I would love to see like basically I'd plant a lane ward. These will never, almost never get dewarded, right? Just plant a ward here or like here, right? Use the tree line, plant it here, use this tree line, plant it here. Use this tree line, plant it here, this tree line, plant it here, and same thing here, right? Use this tree line, right? And this will allow you to basically see, when the enemy team is AFK farming, it'll allow you to see them doing that, right? And catch them and kill them, so, yeah. But okay, picking up a Lotus here, I do like the Lotus a lot. Get rid of Ignite, get rid of, maybe this guy's going Vessel, yeah, get rid of his Vessel, get rid of his Solar Bind, it reflects Flux and Ogre Stun. It's definitely a nice game to pick up a Lotus, don't mind it at all. Something I also would have considered this game as a pipe, just because the enemy team is mostly magic damage until later on, so good. If you're snowballing, pipe can be really good. I also would have considered just scaling this game, like straight up trying to 1v9, because of how easy it is to solo kill people at this level when you're winning. Yeah, I mean, basically, once again, I don't know what else to say. I feel like at this point in the game, like, I mean, if I'm trying to progress the game, like, let's say I'm trying to gain MMR and you put me in this exact senorio, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Roche. Roche is coming up top, so I'm going to tell my team, hey guys, Roche is going to be top soon. I'm going to plant a ward, right? So I'm going to ward here. I'm going to ward like here, just get out them coming from here. I'm going to plant a ward, plant a sentry with that ward. And I'm going to tell my team, hey guys, Roche is up soon. We have Manta Spectre. We can kill Roche, like hit the portal, you know, come take Roche. I'm not going to expect them to do it quickly. It might even take a minute, like literally a full minute. But, you know, it will happen. You'll get Roche and that'll feel good. In terms of scouting, like, I mean, I just wouldn't clear this wave. Like, I would continue to scout. So I would want to just be top using this lane board. And imagine, once again, you're buying wards and then using those wards to, like, get these kills, right? You would see this arc ward and go invis. You could easily dust them or sentry him, which you should have sentries too. Because this hero is really good at scouting people place down wards because, you know, you can obviously be invis when people do it. And so you should have sentries, you should have wards. And then I wouldn't clear mid-wave. Like, I just wouldn't. I don't think it's what this hero should do in almost any game. If you want to do that, buy a Meteor Hammer. Okay, this play wasn't bad. The reaction was kind of wrong, so just a couple things to note. So, like, once I track this guy and he starts eclipsing me, I'm going to try to get out of vision, because Eclipse won't hit you if he doesn't have vision. So, like, I don't know why you ran directly into him. Maybe it's just a bit of a panic, but definitely try to run the other way here and then Fortunately, Eclipse can only hit you a certain amount of times, and so you don't end up dying here, which is good. You should have turned a bit earlier when the Spectre came in. Definitely Solar Crest to Spectre or Solar Crest to Luna here. Bit of a mistake not to. Even Solar Crest to Caudle here should happen. Okay, you gotta use this item. Definitely bad that you're not using it at all. Certainly a flaw. Okay, gonna take the tower. Won't take, I mean, I wouldn't really hit the tower. I would just kind of, I suppose it's okay to just click Solar Crest on your teammate and be in the area, but I would click Invis and I'd scout, right? See if the Ogre is gonna do something stupid and be in the area. Like, okay, this is an illusion. I was gonna say Arc Warden is there, but no, it's an illusion. But yeah, at this point I would sweep the map. Like, there's no point in trying to kill this guy. Throwing a shuriken at this guy is completely pointless. Like, if you want to be really high MMR, like, I know I keep repeating this, but you need to smoke your team across the map and into areas. Like, you have a Spectre. This guy can join the fight. You have, like, this OP advantage here. You're 20k ahead. All you have to do to, like, completely shut out this game is get Roche and like, smoke across. Take your team, draw a damn line, and run into their triangle. Because you have this warded, you know they're not here. They will go to their triangle because they're losing the game. They're either going to defend a high ground, which you can't go high ground, you have no siege, right? So you can't go high ground. So the other play when you can't go high ground is to close off the map. If you are bottom, smoke to top. It's as simple as that. If you can't go high ground, go across. This should be an important lesson, right? For everyone watching, but especially for you, Xerix, because you're owning these games. You're the initiator. Take the initiative. There cannot be 3 smokes in the damn shop. And yeah, at this point, I mean, I'd want to get down a ward here. Like, these lane wards, let me explain a key lesson for warding here, guys. When you're winning the game, place lane wards. When you're losing the game, you need to place, like, sneaky-ass wards. Even lane wards are fine in losing games, but, like, they're particularly good in winning games when the enemy team is trying to dodge you because you're going to go see them go out to farm. You're going to see them go out to farm, right? It's really good for that. Like, running the triangle here, a little sus. They probably sentry, but whatever. I guess they don't in this case. Okay, going on Tide is a little fake. I don't even think you see this Arc Ward, and I feel like that's a bug. There's no way you see that guy. Okay, this is like insane. Going on this guy this hard is definitely insane. Because you're not going to kill Tide, and you certainly need to use Shuriken. Okay, like, this guy doesn't even have a pipe. You definitely need to be clicking Shuriken if you're trying to maximize your damage. That, you could click Solar Crest, you could click Shuriken. I mean, clicking Boots of Bearing is kind of suspect because I feel like, once again, you're not going to solo kill Tide. It's just a bet. I feel like you just don't understand Tide. I know that sounds kind of mean, kind of a flame, but it's a bit of a waste to just hit him that much and, like, click your drums to try to, like, hit him a couple more times and not use Shuriken. But running forward here, a little bit nuts. I mean, maybe a bit more than a little nuts. Very, very nuts, but all right, you guys are 24k ahead. There's not too much to say. You could do literally freaking anything and it's gonna work. I'm pretty sure you could go high ground and somehow it's gonna work at this point of the game. And also, if I'm trying to end the game, no, don't buy the Mystic Staff. What? No, do not buy the Mystic Staff. There's no way. This gives you int. Why do you need int? Buy the ultimate orbs for your tankier and do a little damage. I don't mind the Hex's game. You guys lack stuns. The Hex is really good with Spectre, by the way. It's like you can basically Hex someone, you can Shadow Step in. It's really strong. And all right, I think we'll call it there, guys, because honestly, hopefully that was a lot of lessons learned about items, decision making, and most importantly, the big lesson here for this video. Hopefully for you, Xerix, the main thing you can take out of this for your future gameplay is get your team active. You know, please buy the wards, please buy the smokes. Like this is the most broken item in Dota. It is. Wards and smokes are the two most broken items. Like, it's not even close, maybe sentry wards, okay? To get rid of the OP wards. Or like gem, but it's just, you can't not use smoke and get to high MMR. It just won't happen because the higher you get, or even in games that are a bit harder, if you make these solo plays, they're not going to work, right? Because you just don't have enough firepower. You're gonna dive the carry, but you're gonna dive a carry that's strong, actually won his lane. It's not gonna work, right? And you're gonna be forcing, basically, you're gonna do what you did this game, which is kind of just run around. No offense, but it felt like just a bunch of running around and not like bringing people to areas. And if you just run around without synergy, you're gonna end up just not doing enough damage to this bounty hunter. The advantage of bounty hunter is scouting for teammates. You gotta get those teammates involved. Thankfully, you had Spectre this game. Thankfully, you could solo kill people this game. But without those two things, I'd be very worried about your ability to have impact in matches, to be honest, due to the lack of smokes. And you don't always have to smoke. Smoke just makes it easy because your team's not going to go through wards, but with Bounty Hunter, you can just sometimes run into areas and body. Also, Okay, I mean, I guess this town's fine. Yeah, no, these towns are fine. The damage in Shadow Walk is kind of OP though, no gap. And you can give it to teammates with a shard, I believe, from what I've heard. I'm not certain about that though. But okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Xerix, for doing it. Hopefully you learned a lot, man. I really think there's a lot for you to take out of this. Like, you went 9-0 and 19. I don't want you to think, like, I'm focusing on all the bad things, right, guys? And, like, the comments are going to be harsh. So, specifically, Xerix, what I'd say is, if you read the comment section, there's going to be a bunch of assholes, essentially, who just have a bunch of opinions, even though they're not founded on anything. Don't worry too much about it, right? Continue to do the things you did well this game, which is, like, looking for kills, right? Getting aggressive in the later part of the lane. Obviously, you should have done it a lot more in the early levels. You executed very well on that as the lane progressed. Your solo kills were extremely good. Clearly, you know the limits on your hero in that regard. You didn't dive towers, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but I actually really like. Like, you didn't force, even though you did come mid, which I didn't like, you didn't, like, force the mid dive. You didn't make feed plays. Going 9-0 as a 3K is very hard. No, it's not as a 3K, okay? As a Dota player, right? It's very hard to go 9-0 because sometimes you're just gonna be like, oh, we're winning the game super hard. I gotta dive. You're gonna force your team to overextend, and the initiator is gonna be the main person to do that. And you didn't do that this entire game. Like, I'm not just saying that. You just didn't do that. You didn't die, and that's actually extremely impressive. Of course, for the sake of coaching, I have to focus primarily on the things you messed up. But okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thanks again to Ritsu or Xerix, and if you want this done for you. Obviously, it does cost money. Sometimes I'll do it for free, but like to this much detail, like this in depth, does cost a little bit of money. But I'm currently doing a discount on how much it costs if you let me upload it to YouTube. That's what we did here. And so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the gameleap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.